How many people actually pay an estate tax? All right, so if one person paid, back in my old days, my old conservative Inc. / libertarianism, I'd say that's one person too much. I don't think that anymore. And I was stunned to see these numbers. I was stunned. I was like, what? Anyway, so a lot of people don't remember. And before Bush, we had a $675,000 estate tax exemption. That's it. And it wasn't portable, all right? So you had to do these things called Q-tips and bypass trust and all that. You probably still got to do all that, but it's just not to the same extent you used to. If you had an estate worth more than $675,000, it would be subject to an estate tax, a federal estate tax. And I think the estate tax, I almost want to say it's 55%. Don't quote me on that, but it's a significant amount of money. But even back then, only 110,000 people or returns had to file an estate tax in 2001. 110,000 filed an estate tax. Less than half of that actually paid an estate tax. Well, about half. Yeah, a little bit, about half. Actually paid because of all the credits and exemptions and whatnot. And that raised $23 billion in estate tax liability. So of these 109,000 returns, half had to pay an estate tax, and they paid $23 billion in estate tax. Fast forward till today, when the exemption is like $13 million and it's portable, so you can, if you don't use it, your wife can use the remainder that you didn't use. So essentially, for a married couple, it's $26 million, something like that. It's adjusted for inflation. In 2023, only 7,100 returns actually filed. Households had to file an estate tax. Only 4,000 actually paid an estate tax. $24 billion of estate tax. That's it. $24 billion, which is less than what it was in 2007, and about the same as it was in 2001. $24 billion is all we raise in estate tax. In fact, it's very interesting. It shows down here too. Check this out. To put the number in perspective, there are 2.8 million people died in 2022. Thus, an estate tax return was filed for only 0.25% of decedents, and only 0.14% will pay any estate tax. So 1/8 of 1% will pay any estate tax. $24 billion was raised. Interesting. So let's check this out. 2000, we're going to look at the wealth, how much has grown. All right. So remember, the estate tax amounts have flattened. No one's paid. We haven't paid any more in estate tax since 25 years ago than we do today. All right. Now, on top of that, the population side has grown significantly. But watch the wealth on the uber wealthy. In 2000, let's go to 2000. 2000. I thought I did 2000 right there. Here we go. 2001. The uber wealthy had $4.19 trillion of net worth. $4.19 trillion. Now they got $22 trillion. All right, so the uber wealthy went from 4 to 22 essentially. 4 is our present value, 22 is our future value. It's 25 years, zero payment. That means their wealth has grown by 7% a year. The estate tax obligations hasn't grown at all. Hasn't grown at all. Look at that. That's the wrong answer. I'm sorry, that's the wrong answer. And why isn't it growing? Rich people get around paying an estate tax. And we're going to go down here. We got these things called GRATs, which are very, Obama tried to get rid of GRATs, but I guess the insurance, I don't know who the industry was, financial planning and estate planning industry got around that. But the big one, of course, is charitable giving. Donating to charity, setting up charitable trust, charitable remainder trust, reduces the taxable estate while providing income or tax deductions during life. Charitable bequests at death are fully deductible from the estate. So let's look at this. How did Steve Jobs, that's the only rich guy I can think who died. Oh, Charlie Munger. Let's look. How did Charlie Munger avoid the estate tax? How did Charlie Munger avoid an estate tax? I can't say explicitly if he avoided an estate tax, but you know he did. So Munger was a significant philanthropist, donating to institutions like University of Michigan, Stanford, and UC Santa Barbara. Charitable bequests are fully deductible from the taxable estate, and Munger could have directed substantial portions of his wealth to charities or charitable foundations. Interesting, which would reduce his taxable estate. For example, his $20 million gift to Michigan's law school and $110 million for graduate housing suggest a pattern of large-scale giving that could extend his estate plan. Yeah. All right, so you might think, but graduate housing is okay. No, he should pay tax on that. He should pay tax because that's going to wealthy people going to University of Michigan. I wonder how many Michigan law students are foreign. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the class of 2025. University of Michigan includes students from diverse arts like art, science, paralegal at Planned Parenthood. That's great. So it's great. Charlie Munger is funding these people for his housing. Check this out, though. I want to show you this. Was very interesting. People of color, 42% of the class, record high for the law school. Interesting, is it not? Middle Eastern has 1.7% of students classified as white who are Middle Eastern. We talked about that before in a different video. Let's take a look at the international students. 14% were the first in their family to attend college. And that's great. But you know what else is great? Is people who don't attend college in the University of Michigan Law School. So basically what we're doing is we're subsidizing. I think they have, I never mind how many international students they have. So what we're doing is we're allowing the rich people to subsidize the elite, the University of Michigan, Georgetown Law. I mean, the whole thing's the same thing. I'm going to give to Georgetown Law, I'm going to give to Stanford, I'm going to give to Harvard. This is what's happening. It's all tax-free. It's all tax-free. And yet we have a funding gap in Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. We get a funding gap all over the place. And yet we're going to allow these clowns, these wealthy, uber wealthy people to avoid the estate tax so they can donate 110 to University of Michigan housing so they can perpetuate the rich elite who continue to dominate our society. Now, we need to bring back the estate tax. How you do that is you get rid of charitable foundation gifts. I'm telling you right now, get rid of them all. I don't look, churches too, I don't care. The vast majority of people who take advantage of charitable donations are not the middle class. They're not. They're the uber wealthy. And so what we do is we say no more charitable giving. You're going to pay an estate tax at death. We don't have to do a wealth tax. This is what you do. And this is the only way to get it done to make society more equitable and to take power out of the uber elitists that they got right now. That's just a fact, man. And look, this will take all the power up? Of course not. But it's a step in the right direction. Kind of just like what we used to do. All right, God bless. We'll see you.